Good afternoon, folks. It is currently 1:24 p.m. Central Standard Time on June 2nd, 2022. Hope our creators keeping you well and safe wherever you are in the world. Please make sure to hit that like button, share this across other platforms, and subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell in case we have any critical future updates. We're actually going to start off on ISWA, looking at SDO. We're going to look at 193 angstroms of light. We're going to take a look at our star. Sol be the name of it, and we're actually going to zoom right in here. Well, if it'll let me here. Jeez Louise. No. I hate it when it does that. So we'll actually come over here. Boop, we'll tap on it. We actually have a chronomass ejection inbound, and it's actually going to come from this region right here. Take a look. And we can see a little movement there, and whoosh. You see that nice little flip out there? This actually comes off and it whips around. That is going to be Earth phase. That is going to impact the Earth. It's not a major one, but with you seeing the flip that it does, now granted, the peripheral vision is going a little crazy. You're seeing this over here, but concentrate on this for a moment. This right here is actually is whipped around, and it's going to impact it. It's not going to be a direct hit, but it's definitely going to be, I'd say a little bit more than a glancing blow myself, personally. Then when we come over here and we take a look over here, we can see that there was some activity firing off over there as well. And if you look at it, it looks like some of this is actually getting thrown in our direction as well, which is kind of interesting if you see the parameters of it. Now let's come over here and check it out on the 304. Let's see how thick that plasma is. And we'll actually be able to break this down a little bit more. Again, we're going to keep our eyes out right here. Oh, come on, you gutless bloody wonder. There we go. And whoosh. Yeah, you see that whip? Now, again, we're going to concentrate here for a minute, folks. I know the peripheral goes nuts, but yeah, that's whipping around. That's going to impact the Earth. It's not going to be a ton of it, but it's definitely going to be an impact. Now, when we come over here and we look here, and we look at that, that actually... Yep, I was right. It actually kind of looks like some of that's going to be coming towards us. Not a lot, though, but it's just a little bit. Because most of it did go out and up, but some of it did kind of fling in our direction. I'm not seeing anything else as far as filament releases or any kind of major flares. That was actually the result of a C flare that we had. As a matter of fact, let's go up to, let's come all the way back over here to spaceweatherlive.com. We're going to take a look at our flares, and that was the indicative of this flare here. It was a C1.23 was at its peak, and as we come over here, we're actually going to, let's go take a look at Enlil really quick. Yep, Enlil, our Sumerian Anunnaki wannabe god with a little g, not the big G. And oh, here it is. Yep, this is the flare that just popped off with the chronomass ejection. So it is looking like, density-wise, we're looking at about 25 to 30 centimeters cubed when it does impact Earth. Looks like it'll be hitting us. Oh, let me go up here. It looks like it's going to be on the 7th. Let me check this again. And boop. Yeah, it'll be between the 6th and the 7th. We'll be taking that impact. And coloring is looking about white, so we might be closer to 30 centimeters cubed. Let's go take a look at the European Space Agency. Over here at ISWA, we're looking at their Euphoria model, and they are not showing the most recent coronal mass ejection coming towards us, but we do see these that we did happen to have over the past few days. And as you can see, there was a lot of eruptions and a lot of stuff going on the sun. That is an awakened sun. That thing's woke. As we come over here to seeds, we're actually going to start off here at 512. Now, if we go backwards, there's really not a whole lot going on the back, backwards. But when we start here, where are we at? Where was I at here? Here we are, right at eruption. And as we can see here, we can see this right here was that C flare. But what is this round object right here? And you can see it here too. What is that, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? I don't know. You tell me. It actually looks like there's something here too. And here, some kind of a planetary object. But hey, look at that. Got a little friend right there. How you doing, buddy? And as we go, now granted at first glance it just looks like it's going off to the side, right? But then if you're looking, you can see some stuff coming off this way and this way. And of course we had this eruption here. So actually if you really look at it, it's almost like we got that little halo. You see that halo coming off at us? You can see it coming off over here and also down here. That's coming at us. That will be coming in our direction. See, that's why I look at seeds, because you got the ink filter, and you can actually see more of the shock wave, and you can see the halo a little bit better. So we do have that inbound. Oh, look at this. We got another friend right here. How you doing, buddy? We'll actually take a look at that at LASCO C2 and C3 here in just a second. In fact, let's go over to LASCO C2 and C3 really quick. Here we are at LASCO C2. Now this is yesterday at 2212. Oh, look at this. We got a little friend right here. We're going to pick off right here and start. Now there's a lot of activity. There's a lot of UFO activity, spaceship activity, whatever you want to call it. Here's another one here. You can see his little trail behind him, his little fla-la-la-la, as I like to call it, because I don't know what else to call it. Signature trail of his propulsion signature trail. Yeah, that's more complicated than fla-la-la-la. So we can clearly see that that was coming, and then as we move on a little bit more, whoa, look at all, I mean, do you guys see all this? There's one here, we got one here, and as we move a little bit further, look at all these little guys over here. Now, as we come over to LASCO C3, just here in blue, we can clearly see we've got one right here. He's got his wings out. We can see his tail, and we can see his little fla-la-la coming out behind him. So let's go ahead and move on forward and see what else we got in here. We're going to try and, oh, got something there. Got a little dash. That's kind of interesting. Oh, now this one here, this actually looks like a comet, folks. Now, granted, it looks like there's a trail behind it, but do you see how there's no clear shape to this? It's just really rigid and jagged. This here would actually be indicative of a meteor, unlike a lot of the things that I've been showing you. So I do show meteors and asteroids, or, you know, stuff when they are there for us to see. So that's what this, you can clearly see. It is very jagged. Almost looks like a fish. Like here's the tail and the top fin. It almost looks like a fish, but it's very jagged and really wonky, odd shaped. This is a meteor, and yeah, things are breaking off as it goes by. So that's a meteor. And as we go on, we know there are no straight lines like this out in nature, in space, or anywhere elsewise. Here's a little something right there. That's kind of weird looking. And as we move forward, get to our eruption. And oh, come on! Oh, look at this. This almost looks like the point of a triangle. Like here's one, and then it goes off this. Actually, or a cube. Like this is the edge of it, and then kind of goes off this way and this way, but only this corner of it is lit up. Or is that a ship? And why are there 3 points? Is it shooting in 3 different directions? I don't know what that is. It's very interesting, though. And here's our eruption. Oh, Borg cube. Borg cube is actually sitting right here, bending the light. And yeah, we can clearly see. You see how this comes up here, and we can clearly see it down here as well. That is coming our direction, just like I had suggested. And Enlil actually did confirm that when we looked at Enlil. Believe it or not. Oh, look at this. Here's another little friend right here. How you doing, buddy? You see he's going down. He's got his head here, the wings, and the tail. So he was heading down. Now, got a special little treat. This here is a photograph that was supplied to me by EH, one of my subscribers. Hello, EH. Nice to see you. And this was actually given to me. He emailed these to me, just like anybody else can. My email is under the About section. You can email me things to show, and I will share them, and you will get credit for it. This right here, he's saying that these are pictures of the sun looking through welder's goggles. And this is a very interesting view, because I've never seen it like this, and I have welder's goggles. So it's very interesting that if you look, it almost looks like some form of a black cube or a black sphere in the middle there. It's definitely awkward shaped, but you can see almost like the cube shape all the way around it. And the green is very indicative. Now this one here has got me really intrigued. I'm wondering, what in the world is all of this? I mean, look at that. That is crazy looking. And then of course this being the sun. But these are all images. Thank you to him. And yeah, this definitely has some form of a cube look in the center of it. Very interesting. Very interesting views. Thank you, EH. Everybody, give a shout out to EH in the comments. Tell him thank you, because I thank you as well. Look at this, a nice cube. These are very interesting pics, folks. Again, if you have anything to share and you'd like to share them with me, by all means, share them with me. I will share them on YouTube, and we can get the information out there together. I have no problems. This almost looks like a black hole, doesn't it? Now, this is the final photo, but this looks like it could be a black hole, which is interesting. And it also makes me think that our sun really is a Stargate, and this is just the opening, maybe. Think about this. How many times have we seen ships coming out of the sun, or things flying into the sun? Because this being a Stargate, that could be exactly what we're looking at here. That is the Stargate. Very interesting. Actually, that's the center of it. Good job, EH. Great job, actually. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. Here's a couple of my recent screenshots. This right here is from Stereo Ahead. And right here we got a little guy here with a little trail of flood behind him. And of course they got a gray cube over here. They're trying to block it out. And we've got our three sets of two, or three pairs rather. You got him here, got him here. Very interesting connection there. We've got some here, and right here there's a coronal mass ejection, as we can see, that went off the top of the sun, although it's not lit up. But we can see these guys are nice and lit up. You can see the energy here as the coronal mass ejection was going off this way. Again, we can see them here, and here we can see them right here. Nice coronal mass ejection. These guys kind of, I don't know if they were flying towards it, away from it, I don't know. Got this one here on SDO 304. Got a little buddy right here, and the trail actually was a little bit thicker, but I kind of did some tweaking on it to zero in on him, and it's really kind of interesting when you look at him. Look at the shape of him. Looks like a cross there, but very interesting to see. Here's another one, 304. We can clearly see the trail from behind him. Here's another one here. Most of these are from the 304. Very interesting when you get these. Oh, this one actually has the curve coming towards us. You can see the curve coming towards us from that lineup. This is a very interesting one. It looks like there's two here, and I don't even know. This is a very interesting look at it. Never seen it like that. Now this one here is also, this here, I would say this is actually not necessarily a comet, but a meteor of some sort. Because you can see how long and how the whole thing is granulated and crappy, and it's like throwing stuff off. That would be indicative of a meteor that's close to the sun, or a comet. And then we can also see our six of them right over here. We can see our pairs here. But when you zoom in and look at it, the whole thing is just kind of like half breaking up. So I would think this to be of a meteor of some sort. Most comets will have two tails. Some only have one. But yeah, this is not a craft. But these guys are. Again, we've got him here. And this one I have not quite touched up yet, but we can get into him here on the bottom. You can clearly see him down here at the bottom. And we got another one up top. Right there. Very interesting. Ooh, shrink you down all the way. And look at this spread out, folks. You got him here, 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 and here. Looks like you've got some over here. Look at this. We've got some over here off in the distance. You got some here off in the distance. Of course, these guys are much closer. These guys are kind of fading off in the distance. I mean, this is like an armada or something. You got some here, here. Got our space station there. And it almost looks like we got some right here. So, very interesting. I'm glad that I was able to capture them. And then, of course, we've got this guy here on the 304. So keep your eyes open. No fear. And remember that love is the only way forward. Solar Wolf out.